welcome to our free live session on the Extended Integration Hub. Second time a charm, so to say. So we are really, really grateful that so many of you could attend today as well. Who are we before we start? Benjamin, you have to change the slide. Okay, this is my colleague, Benjamin Kugel. He's Senior Product Owner for integrations at Meisterplan, and he's also the person behind many of the things that you will see today. And for the ones who don't know me, I am the product manager here at Meisterplan, and I will try to guide you through the whole session today. But before we start, some quick notes. Yes, we will be recording the session and you are all muted. But if you have questions during the session, feel free to drop them in the question chat and anytime, and I will try to collect them and then share them with Benjamin when the time is right. Exactly. What should you expect today? Short intro. So we'll start with the introduction to the extended integration cup and the value behind it. Then Benjamin will take you into a live demo and show you how it works in practice. And then hopefully we will have some time for further questions. If we won't be able to answer all the questions in the session, we will get back to you probably over your customer success manager. And yes, with this, I would hand over to you, Benjamin.
Thank you, Dorina. So I'm excited to introduce our new Extended Integration Hub to you. And first of all, I'll start with the vision. So what it is about. So first of all, we aim to integrate all key areas, ranging from task management to HR and other categories. Second, you will be able to continue using your existing tools while Meisterplan connects everything as an integration platform. So that is the core approach. And third of all, and maybe that's the best, all of this will be available out of the box. So without need for any external third-party tool or custom middleware. So this is the vision of our Extended Integration Hub. And where do we stand today? So today we are starting with the task management area, and already available out of the box. You might know our Jira connector already. In the meantime, we have released more tools out of the box, and this is just the beginning. So more integrations are coming in the future. So how do we actually support portfolio planning? Because that is what we do through these task management integrations. And I'll start with that slide, familiar to you, I think. So we operate at what is called on a portfolio level, meaning we manage across all projects, not just within individual ones. And that is necessary because resource conflicts can't be solved on a single project. These conflicts are between projects. So the two key questions we always ask, you might know them already. Which projects do we want to do and when? And the second is, are the required resources available at the right time? But there's a problem. You can make plans at portfolio level, but resource needs are constantly changing, also specifically during project execution. And so here's the thing. How do you know what happens during execution without waiting on the latest manual updates of, for example, your PMs? And that's the question where we introduce the integration hub, focusing on task management tool integrations. So you begin at the portfolio level, we know. Here you have the overview of all current and upcoming projects, regardless of the tool your teams are using. And if the data in your task management tools are solid, with our integration hub, you simply can import them. Or you start on the Meisterplan portfolio level, add new ideas there, and from then on, continue with your planning. Here you don't start with any details. But at a later point, when you start shaping a solution in the task management tool, you link the initial plan in Meisterplan with the detailed plan in the operational tools. And with that data, you can search then for the best alternative for your entire portfolio using the scenarios, for example, resolving bottlenecks. This is how it works. And how does a typical top-down project lifecycle looks? And how do we interact with the task management tools? That is what I show you next before we go into the tool. So the entire project lifecycle goes through 4 phases. We have the initiation, we have shaping, delivery, or execution and delivery, and we have the review phase. And so the initiation phase, you create your project idea. And we recommend doing that at portfolio level. And you identify the business value, you assess risks, you define how much you are willing to invest in a potential solution. And once the idea is approved, one of your PMs or teams starts the concept definition. And this is the shaping phase. And here, your PM creates the project on a work level in the task management tool and continue shaping the solution. So this is the place where teams work, where teams feel home, and concepts are developed. Initial project planning is done with high-level estimates, yeah. And these are then directly reflected back into Meisterplan at portfolio level. How? This is through our integration hub. And since the projects are already linked between Meisterplan and the task management tools, then you immediately can see rough efforts directly from the task management tools in Meisterplan, for example, on role level or resource level. And whatever your PM and the concept teams are working on becomes visible here in real time. And you can then use this information to reschedule and reprioritize the project idea, align it with available capacity. And of course, this might happen iteratively from rough to more detailed shaping. Yeah. And once you evaluate the final estimations, you can approve the project for execution when it fits priority and capacity. And from that point on, for example, in your weekly status meetings, you track the execution of your active projects and gain real life insights into the task tools through this hub. Yeah, and you then immediately can see what changes in the project. Do the planned allocations in Meisterplan still match the current workload and open efforts in the task tool? And if not, quickly respond to it without waiting on manual updates. This is the process we recommend and for what we designed our integration hub for. So let's see how this looks in action and in our tool. So for that, I've prepared our live demonstration. So let me sign in here. So this is a demo system. I activated a fresh trial system for that demo case today. And first of all, I am gonna show you how to activate the integration hub, because by default, the hub is disabled. First of all, you navigate to the integrations page. And here you can see this new section called Connected Tools. And now here you have those tabs. It's the General Settings tab. Here you already can see the project and task management tools. As I mentioned, we started with that area of tools. Later on, there will be more tabs for more tool areas. Today, we have the task management tool area. And here you can see the tile extended integration hub. So it's deactivated by default in your system. You have to activate it. It's a system-wide activation. This means when activated, everyone who has the user rights can use it. The activation itself is restricted by another user right. So first of all, let's activate this user right. We go to the user groups choose the group we want to activate this right. Under integrations, you have this new section called connected tools. And here there's this right to enable the extended integration hub. So you need this right to activate the hub for your system. To later use the hub to connect task management tools, you also need configure rights. This is independent of activating the hub itself. So you can activate it as an admin. The usage and connection to the tools itself can be done by other users if they have the configure right. So we apply the rights, go back to integrations, connected tools, and now you can see I'm able to activate the hub. I'll do it. That's all. I have activated it for my whole system, and the hub can be used by users. Before I show you how to connect a tool, I want to mention the automation user. So we designed this user. It is necessary for the automation imports or updates we do when you connect task tools. For example, you will be able to import allocation data from the task management tools. This is done in the name of the automation user. Also, we check the user rights of this automation user for all the tool operations, and we use this user for the change log. So we recommend that you create a dedicated user in your system, that it is not dependent on a real user. So I have done this already. I've created an integration user and assigned it as automation user. And now we are ready. When I navigate to this task management tools tab, I can later see all the tools I have already connected. This, as I mentioned, is a trial system, is just demo data. It's not a real connection. Let's go back to the portfolio designer. So now I am able to import from task management tools. You can do that, for example, by clicking on Add in the Portfolio Designer or in the other views where you can add projects. You also have the option here in this information panel, the Task Insights tab. You can also select a tool by clicking on a card. I'll go this way. First of all, I make a little more space here. I click on Add, Import Projects. And now I can choose from which tool I want to import and sync task data. For this demo today, I'll go with the Planner Premium. You simply click on the card, and if you are already connected to your system, you will be authenticated. For Planner Premium, you now have to select an organization. And then after successful authentication, we will enter into a stepper. Now all projects from my Planner Premium organization are loaded, and I select one or multiple projects to import. I simply select this one for now, continue. As this is a demo system, I have sample data. I keep it for now. And on click on import, the project gets imported to Meisterplan from MS Planner Premium. Here my project has appeared. And what also happens, you have seen it on the right side. Tasks have been loaded. So if I go to my Planner instance, this is the project I've imported, Integration Hub Webinar. All the tasks with assignees, effort, durations. And you see all those tasks are loaded now into this side panel with the name, the effort estimated in MS Planner, and also the resource or the assignee that is assigned on all those tasks. You can see this resource, you can see also the other resources. You can see the total effort per resource you have assigned in your task management tool, and you can see the total effort you have planned for this project in the task management tool. You also see a status of the task. For example, here you can see this is already in progress, and also you can see the already done tasks. But this is not all. Also, we allocated those resources according to your task management tool to Meisterplan and assigned the allocations accordingly to the required efforts. So now you have a perfect alignment between the allocations in Meisterplan and the tasks here. And
Benjamin,
yes,
there's a question.
sure.
Where does the start and end date for the project come from at this point?
Yeah. So this depends on a tool. There are task tools where the project itself does have a start and an end date. If so, we use that information. There are tools where the project itself does not have a start and finish date. There we use a default range. But maybe also as an outlook, as one of our next extensions of this task connection, we want to allow the synchronization not only of task data, but also a field synchronization. So in future, you will be able to map the project fields you want to keep in sync, and there you can define also, for example, custom fields as start and finish fields, and then we use this. Okay, I hope that answered the question. So I showed you how to import a project that is already maybe well defined. But as I introduced on the slides, actually we recommend to start in Meisterplan. So for the demo, I already created a project. It is not linked to any tool yet. So from the process we recommend, you would go through several steps, the initiation of this idea. At some status meeting, maybe it has been approved, and there might be the first assumption which roles are working on this project. Depending on which tool you are connecting, you might also have a tool where you can work with roles. So at that point, we would have connected the project already for the rough concept phase, where the roles also come from the task tool. For my demo, I have planner, there we work with resources. So let's assume we have done the rough planning here. And now we handed the project over to the PM to create a rough project plan. So in this case now, after the project in Meisterplan has been scheduled, where we assume it could fit, we hand it over and the manager started making plans in the other tool, created a plan here, a project here. So at that point now, we can say, okay, my project is created in Planner. I can just link it to my Meisterplan project. So instead of importing it, I connect those two projects.
Um,
Yeah.
Sorry, Benjamin,
Sure.
regarding the import, there's another question.
Sure.
Is there a way to select whether resources should be created or not when importing a project?
Good point. I forgot to mention that. So if those resources wouldn't have existed in the resource pool already, we automatically create them. Today, there's no checkbox to disable that behavior. If you don't want to happen the automatic resource creation, we would recommend that you just remove the user right on the added resource pool for the automation user, because we use the automation user to create those resources. And without the added resource pool rights, the automation user would not be able to create those resources. So if the right is given, the import will create the resources so that you immediately have the correct allocations allocated here. Also in future, you might be able to disable this. For Jira, by the way, you also have this option, but there you today already have the option to disable it. This is but only valid for Jira, our Jira connector. Okay, so if I started my initiative in Meisterplan at the portfolio level, and then my PM has created a project in the PM tool and is working out a plan, the project manager now can simply link those two tools. So also by selecting the tool card, now I select the project. This is the one I've created in the meantime in the task management tool, and I import it. And now my Planner Premium demo project from Meisterplan is linked with the tool in the task management tool. And now what you can see here is, hey, there are already resources planned in the task management tool that are not yet allocated here. So I first worked on a row level, but now I have more detailed shaping plans from the task tool, and I can just align this to Meisterplan by clicking the button. So typically users do that in a scenario first. So switch to a scenario and then adapt the allocations, because then you can see in a scenario where would the project fit best before applying it to the plan of record. For the demo of time reasons, I just do it here. So as you have seen, I clicked the button. What happened now is that the resources and efforts from the task tool has been aligned on the project. I can remove the row level planning now and just have the details from the task tool. And now, of course, I can directly see I have capacity issues. So maybe I have to find a new spot where this project would fit. And after this is done, I can give the approval and the project can be planned accordingly in the other tool. There's one last thing I want to show you. What happens during execution? As I mentioned, in the execution phase, often resource changes appear and capacity issues arise. So whenever, for example, let's take this project, the plan or the execution changes. For example, an unexpected workload appears. Yeah. Let's say there's more work to do, or other tasks get more expensive, whatever is the case. Let's say here it's 5 days more and here it's 3 days more. So during execution, you will be able to see deviations, and you are required to get those insights. Otherwise, you make plans on portfolio level, but you don't know if they really work. And therefore, you can use this deviation overview. For example, I have prepared a custom view, which, let me reload, which colors your portfolio designer according to the deviation to the task tool. So I think now we have to wait a second. I was too fast. So now you can see there the unexpected task has been loaded. So there are 5 days you have not planned yet. Here in the right side, you can see the summary. And this is the key to keep an eye on your projects in execution. Because now this insight tells me, hey, regarding my plan in Meisterplan, I have 5 days less on this very resource according to the efforts from the task management tool. And now actually, there is a second task, so I expect that this appears. Yeah, there it is. So, and now I can quickly see if my plan Masterplan fits to the real execution, and now I can decide what to do. Whether I agree those more efforts because the resource capacity allows it, or I have to postpone the project finish or reschedule another project. And this is what you directly get as live insights into our tool. Yeah, and also you can just filter on this deviation status, because with that you don't have to always click through all your projects. You immediately, and I think that's just a update issue, should be red. Yeah, and there you can directly focus on all the tools where your plan in Meisterplan deviates from the real efforts, and you directly can jump into the tools and decide what to do. Okay, I think more time we do not have for more demonstration time. I want to give you an out or a forecast on what to be delivered in future. So we have planned more tools in future. So also the feature project field synchronization, that you not only be able to synchronize task efforts, and also we want to consider the exact task dates when importing allocation in future. But we do not stop with task management tools. But before I show you, we would like to have a small survey. Dorina, could you?
Yes.
Yes.
If you would be so nice to just choose the tools that you are currently using, and if your tool is missing that you would like to connect to Meisterplan, just write it in the question panel chat. We would gladly take us with us. And yeah, okay.
Looks like we have a winner so
We
far.
have a clear winner so far. If your tool is missing, feel free to add it to the chat. It would help us decide what to implement next. Okay.
Maybe as the survey continues, I'll show you what comes afterwards. So we have plans to also integrate.
Benjamin, we cannot see because I have to
Oh,
close the
okay.
poll, but we have
Yeah.
definitely some from our tools that we presented here. Microsoft DevOps and Smartsheet are our winners, so to say, but we have other tools in the channel posted. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, Dorina. So also we want to have other tool categories, as I mentioned. So also we want to have HR tools out of the box because that's also a big pillar in Meisterplan, right? You also need the reliable resource data, and we want to have HR tools out of the box, very easy, so that you can import resource data, absences, working models. And also here we would like to get a short impression which tools you are using and would like to see connected first. So maybe Dorina, you can also.
Yes. Those are some of the tools that we are thinking of connecting out of the box with Meisterplan. And it would also help us if you could write in the chat what kind of HR tools you are currently using. But I can see that we are on track. Thank you for the ones who wrote in the chat. We will take that with us and get back to you then.
Okay.
Thank you. You can see the results at the moment. So all presented tools are used by some of you, and some are also missing. Thank you, Benjamin. Now we can see your screen again. And we
Okay.
also have one question, but
Mhm.
perhaps you can, yeah, finish first.
Yeah, just one sentence left. There is more planned in future. Some other mechanics and tool categories out of the box. That's our main thing. We want to have it out of the box. That's all I wanted to say. I think I'm done with my part. Dorina, what? Mhm.
Can you go to the next slide, please? Before we exactly, you will find here in the upper right corner the possibility to download a material, a one pager where you can find everything what we talked about today and some links that could help you, like your next steps. If you want to explore the feature more in our help center or tell us what you need, you get connected directly with our product roadmap, the new ideas section. And exactly. And then next slide, please, is the question. If you have questions, our time is almost up. I'm just going to ask Benjamin one question. Is it possible to connect imported task milestones to milestones?
In fact, we have planned this already for the next month, and you will be able to activate the milestone import per tool. And then if you have a task that is a milestone, it will also appear as a real milestone in Meisterplan on the project.
Thank you. So If you have further questions, please write them in our question panel. After we close this free session, free live session, you will have like a survey that you can, where you can give us feedback or ask more questions. Yes, if you find another minute to add something to it, we would like that, because we are improving our Meister plan for you mostly, and your feedback is really valuable. And we thank you so much that you still found the time to reschedule together with us. We are all learning from experience, so to say. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you, Benjamin,
You're
and
welcome.
have a great day and evening. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.